Welcome to the Sewanee Tiger video blog. My name is Doug Reese. Last Saturday, the Tigers went to Danville, Kentucky for a cold, wet, rainy game against the Center Colonels. The Colonels defeated the Tigers 34-17. Here's some highlights from the game, and immediately following the highlights, we have an interview with Coach Tommy Laurendine. We have Coach Laurendine with us. Coach Laurendine, thanks for coming and being on our video blog. We appreciate you taking the time to do this. Saturday's game against Center was a tough conference loss, but you had a lot of big plays in that game. You had a 92-yard pass from Curtis Johnson to Chaz Powell, and then also some turnovers from your defense. Tell us what you take away from this game this week.
Well, it was obviously noticeable that we played much more inspired this game as opposed to the game versus Rhodes, which disturbs me a little bit because Rhodes is our big rival, and I don't think we came out and played on that same level as far as being inspired and motivated and fired up, if you will, to play. And we really had that going for us. Even in pregame warm-ups, you could note it, you could just sense it, that this was a different Saturday for us than the previous week versus Rhodes, and it showed. We played very, very good football the first half. So we did make some big plays, both offensively and defensively. Unfortunately, we threw an interception there in the third quarter, and we didn't move the ball very well offensively in the second half at all, except for the long 92-yard pass. That was a great big play we had there. But other than that, we just couldn't move the ball on a consistent basis. And our defense played very well for the most of the day. The defense played very well. I was proud of them. They really bounced back from the week before. Coach E had a great game plan, as I think he does every week. He's a really good football coach and does a great job with these kids, and had a really good game plan versus Center. We just have to execute a little better on offense. They kind of beat us up front a few times. Their inside defensive tackles hurt us quite a bit. So looking forward for another good challenge this week versus Millsaps.
Now, one thing you're dealing with that is part of the game of football is injuries. We're seeing a lot of underclassmen come in and play. Tell us how you're dealing with those injuries and the play of some of these underclassmen.
Mm-hmm. Well, for most of the day, we had 5 or 6 freshmen on the defensive side of the ball playing most of the game. And is that bad? Well, you don't want 6 freshmen out there at one time, but a lot of them stepped up and made some big plays, and some good things happened, and they played very inspired. Offensively, we started 3 freshmen with 2 other freshmen playing quite a bit. So, we had a lot of freshmen playing, and not even to mention special teams, So, and there was a freshman was in there on one time right before the half. We lined up to punt, and we had a little try to draw them off sides type of call there, and they did jump off sides, but our freshmen jumped off sides as well. So that cost us. We could have had the first down right there, but instead we had to punt, and they ended up driving down and scoring again right before the half, and it really crushed our momentum right there because I was hoping to have it 10-0 at the half, but yet it ended up 10-7. So, and we had to kick off to center starting the second half. So that was disappointing, that penalty right before the half. But, you know, it was a freshman mistake. So hopefully he learns from that. It won't happen again. So
This next week is a big week for the Tigers. Homecoming against Millsaps. Tell us what to expect this week in this game.
well, it's going to be a great atmosphere, as it always is here for homecoming. Millsaps comes in here undefeated. They're ranked number 24 in the country. It will be a challenge for us. They have a lot of team speed on both sides of the ball, so they're very athletic. Their offensive line has typically been very big, and again, they're big this year. So it's going to be quite a challenge for us, but you know, we've moved the ball on them the past couple of years. 2 years ago, we played them here at home, and it was 21-18 was the final score, I believe it was. And this past year, last year it was 42-28. So, and we were missing quite a few guys last year down there due to injuries again. So we've been very injury plagued here this season and last year. But we're not going to stand around and make excuses. The next guy's got to step up and play, and that's what we're here for. And I'm always preaching that. You never know when your time's coming. You got to be ready to play. That's why you're here. You love the game. You love to play football. You got to seize the moment, take that opportunity, and run with it.
This Saturday, the Tigers will be taking on Millsaps at 1:30 at Hardy McGee Field. And we want everybody to come out and support the Tigers. And thank you very much, Coach, for being part of the video blog this week. And we appreciate all you do.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Next, we have interviews from two players that had big games. The first, Chaz Powell, he had a 92-yard touchdown reception from Curtis Johnson. And Alex Kopps, Alex had 6 tackles, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 interception. Great game, guys. I have with me Chaz Powell. Chaz, good to have you with us on the video blog. You know, you've had 2 great weeks receiving. Last week against Rhodes, you had 2 touchdowns. This week against Center, you had a 92-yard touchdown. First play from scrimmage, the second half. Tell us about that play.
Well, Coach told us before halftime we were going to come out and do the Z-Go. And what it was over left. And we started off with an over left Indy, which is kind of like just a stall. Curtis got into the center, ready to sit hut, and I just did a straight go and saw that I was open. Turned around, the ball was there, and I knew I had 3 defenders behind me, so I had to turn on the jets. And there, just go. Don't let them catch you.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was an exciting play. To sit there and watch that play happen, you know, and it was hard for me. You know, I'm taping on the sidelines. It was hard for me to keep up with you because, I mean, you know, it just looked like you were going so fast out there. And, you know, you've against Rhodes, you had 2 touchdowns, and you had a great game against Rhodes. This last week, you had 113 yards and that 92-yard touchdowns on 3 catches. Now, what do you tell us about your life, Chaz, here on the mountain at Sewanee and as a football player?
Well, just at Sewanee, I know it's just you know, I stay in the books when I'm out on the field. I'm involved in a lot of things outside of school, extracurricular activities like well, I own a production company, and you know, I do a couple other things as far as management for recording artists. But if I'm not doing that, I'm in the books, and you know, when it's time for football, it's just all about football. And I try to stay relaxed when I'm out there on the field during the games, especially because I know when it's time, when Coach calls my number, when it's time for me to go, you gotta make a big play. It's time for a big play. I know he knows he can count on me to make that big play for him.
Now this week, you're going to be playing Millsaps here. It's homecoming.
Right.
Tell us what that means to you.
Man, I know Millsaps gonna come up here and they're not gonna lay down for us. So we all gonna come out and play hard, defense and offense. We have to stick together as a team, brotherhood, and just, you know, put the hammer on Millsaps. That's what I'm looking forward to. Getting out there and making big plays, and Coach called my number.
Well, you've had an exciting season. It's been great to watch you. You and Curtis have great chemistry together,
right,
and we look forward to seeing you the rest of the season.
All right, thank you.
Now we have with the sophomore safety, Alex Kopps. Alex, good to have you with us today. Thank you for coming out and talking with us.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Now, you had a big game this last weekend, and you've been pretty stable in your defensive play this year. But this last week against Center in Danville, Kentucky, you had a fumble recovery. That was pretty unique. It looked pretty awesome. We've got the clip of it that we're showing in our highlights. And also, you had an interception. Tell us about the fumble recovery.
Well, the fumble recovery, I was playing deep, middle third, and they happened to throw the ball right up the middle. And one of our D linemen, Noah Edwards, actually made a great hustle play and stripped the ball from him, and it happened to just pop right in the air, right into my hands. And luckily for me, I caught the ball and we got the ball back.
Yeah, it was pretty unique because you're sitting there and you're watching the guy run with the ball, and all of a sudden it flies through the air, and here's Alex sitting there with the ball. So now tell us about the interception.
The interception, we were actually running a blitz, and I was just locked up man-to-man with the receiver, and he ran a deep ball or deep route on me, and quarterback threw it up, and I was just lucky enough to make a play on it and catch the ball.
Well, you did a great job. You had 6 tackles this week. You've had a lot of tackles this season. Tell us about your life here on the mountain. Tell us about Alex Kopps here at Sewanee.
Well, Sewanee's a great place to come and play football and go to school. It's a great environment, great atmosphere around here. Usually during football season, I'm just either football or school. I don't really have much time for a lot of other things, but the off season I'm involved in a fraternity, so I normally focus the off season towards social life and with friends and stuff like that.
Well, you've done a great job this season. You've been an anchor in the defensive backfield there, and congratulations on the season you have. And we're excited about watching you the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
We have a new segment here on the Sewanee Tiger video blog. It's the big hit of the week. This week's big hit of the week goes to Tony Dykes, who sacked the center quarterback for a loss and sacked him from behind. And here's our big hit. We want to thank you for watching the Sewanee Tiger football video blog today. We want to thank Coach Laurendine, the coaching staff, the players, and Sewanee, the University of the South, for allowing us to do this. And we would also like to remind you that this next Saturday at 1:30, Millsaps will be coming to Hardy McGee Stadium for homecoming. So come out and support the team, and let them know this week as you see them in class or in the dining hall, let them know that you are rooting them on.